This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Thursday, the 3rd day of February in the year 2022. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here's what we're tracking tonight. With the leader of the People's National Congress Reform preparing to take up a seat in the National Assembly and be elected as a new opposition leader, the Vice President Barra Chagdi announced today that President Irfan Ali will meet and hold consultations with a new opposition leader when he takes up his office. The president had refused to meet or consult with former opposition leader Joe Harmon, demanding that Harmon first publicly acknowledge him as president before any such meeting could have taken place. Harmon stepped down as opposition leader last week as the PNC reformed following his December loss at the party's leadership elections and demand from the new party executive for the new party leader to take up the position of opposition leader. During a press conference today, Vice President Barra Chagdi noted that there are several constitutional commissions to be put in place that require consultations between the president and the opposition leader. He said the consultations will take place once the new opposition leader is in place.
Notwithstanding, Mr. Norton prevailed, as we suspected, and now we are in the process of electing a new leader of the opposition. So once that person is in place, we anticipate that by the end of February, we should have all of the commissions, the service commissions in place, right? So the president will consult with the leader of the opposition on the Judicial Service Commission and putting it back in place, the Public Service Commission, and the Teaching Service Commission. The Police Service Commission.
Just after the PNC's elections, which saw Norton capturing the leadership position by a landslide, Vice President Barra Chagdi had dismissed the win and the elections. Norton responded directly to Chagdi, declaring that the Vice President is in no position to ever talk about political parties and their democracies. Norton is expected to take up a seat in the National Assembly soon. Opposition Member of Parliament Nicolette Henry confirmed yesterday that she will be leaving the National Assembly. That decision paves the way for Norton's entry and the election to the post of opposition leader. The leader of the list of candidates for the APNU-AFC, David Granger, has reportedly received a letter from the PNC about Henry's removal from the National Assembly. He will now be expected to act in naming her replacement on the advice of the APNU-AFC. More news coming up in just a moment.
Hello, 31. Yes, 3-1. Almost off the calendar. For more than 3 decades, GTT has reliably connected this nation with innovative technology, products, and services. So we gotta celebrate in a major way. 31 prizes, 31 lucky winners. When you enter our promotion from January 20th to February 7th, simply top up $1,000 or more with MMG. Purchase a handset or SIM. Pay your GTT bill or activate any data bundle or plan for a chance to win a trip for 4 to the Rupinuni, free Amazon gift vouchers, free grocery vouchers, free food vouchers, dinner vouchers, top-up vouchers, MMG credit, and free family gym memberships. Hello, 31. Together we connect. Together we celebrate with GTT and win.
Guyana's 2022 International Energy Conference and Expo, under the theme Charting a Sustainable Energy Future, will be hosted at the Guyana Marriott from the 15th to the 18th of February 2022. Meet and engage with energy leaders from around the world. The conference will feature addresses from His Excellency President Irfan Ali, His Excellency Vice President Barra Chagdi, Honorable Prime Minister Mark Phillips, His Excellency Chandrika Prasad Santoki, Honorable Prime Minister Mia Motley, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, and many other highly esteemed speakers. Charting a Sustainable Energy Future, Guyana's 2022 International Energy Conference and Expo.
Shop on Fizzuro today and get up to 35% off. We have thousands of new items in stock, from TVs to smartphones, from blenders to entire outfits. You can find practically anything on Fizzuro.com. With online payments and same-day delivery, it's convenience like never before. Fizzuro, Guyana's premier e-commerce marketplace.
Miss Smash Queen Guyana, February 13th, 15th, 19th, and 20th. Watch out for this.
People may forget the present you bought for them, but they'll never forget your scent. Find your signature fragrance at Elite Fragrances and Trade-In, located at 123 Region Road Border between Ornock Street and Shiv Chandapal Drive. Call 619-5151 or 227-1255. Get a designer fragrance for yourself or loved one that they will never forget.
We've got exciting news! All 12-ounce yellow cab Buster are now only $100. Buster, live in
Come
full
get
color.
your Buster, Buster $100. Come get your Buster, Buster $100.
In defending the government's 2022 national budget, the Minister of Public Works, Bishop Juan Agil, has declared that through the measures and allocations in the budget, hope is being restored to the citizens of Guyana. In his 38-minute presentation, Mr. Agil talked up the government's plans to develop several critical sectors, but noted that the budget is also catering to everyone.
This budget restores hope to Guyanese people and will bring them out of poverty.
The minister made reference to the cash grant for school children and the increases in the old age pension and public assistance as some of the measures that will contribute to the restoration of hope in the country. In his passionate speech, which elicited shouts of amen and preach, Bishop Agil also indicated that the government is moving to build up the middle class in the country, and this year's budget will contribute to those efforts.
You cannot develop a country if you're not growing the middle class. This budget, with the measures that have been put in place, is designed to grow the middle class.
The government minister also said evidence of the growth of the middle class in the country could be found in the number of vehicles being registered in the country for personal use. He made reference to the Guyana Revenue Authority's announcement that it will begin the registration of vehicles under the new PAC registration series, having exhausted more than 9,000 registrations of cars under the previous series in the past 7 months alone.
You know what evidence of the middle class growing? The Guyana Revenue Authority has just announced that the PAD series has been exhausted in 6 months and they're about to go into PAC. In 6 months! You know what that means? The dreams of our young people. Public servants are no longer in poverty with bicycles. They're buying their own cars. They're owning their own homes.
The Ministry of Public Works has been allocated more than $70 billion in the budget to beef up the government's infrastructure plan. The big allocation has received some pushback from the opposition, which has argued that while investment in infrastructure is good, there should be more investment in the people who are being saddled with low wages and a growing cost of living during a pandemic. The Public Works Minister said the infrastructural development is needed in Guyana, especially at this time when the country is getting more attention on the international stage as an oil producer, and more investors are eyeing the country. Agil said the government will continue to roll out its development plan across Guyana, with more roads and bridges being built to connect more places. Opposition Member of Parliament David Patterson today accused the government of once again doling out billions of dollars in contracts, especially in the health sector, to its close associates. He said it's a practice that raises serious questions about procurement.
In 2021 last year, sir, based on public records and disclosures in the health sector, the new GPC received $13.8 billion in contracts, 70 million US. I'm sure we're all aware who's the best friend of the owner of that company. Western Scientific Company, sir, the company that was blacklisted by the IDB in 2016 for fraudulent practices, received $5.6 billion, 28 million US dollars from the Ministry of Health, sir.
The Ministry of Health analysis last year revealed that the two companies were awarded 85% of the total budget allocation for that ministry. The new GPC Incorporated, which is owned by a close associate of the Vice President, manufactures approximately 200 generic and over-the-counter drugs. The company did not find much favor with the coalition administration, but started receiving huge contracts following the change of government in August of 2020. Patterson disclosed that the government, despite its talk against the renting of bonds to store pharmaceuticals, has been engaged in a similar practice and renting spaces for as much as over $200 million.
In May 2021, a company, Health International Inc., was awarded a contract for $236 million for the rental of a warehouse for the storage of pharmaceuticals and medical supplies. $236 for 2020. The Speaker, Mr. Speaker, no guess for the location of the company. Queen's Atlantic Industrial Site, Rumvelt, Georgetown, sir. And they speak, sir, about the money. $236 million was rented, sir. No public disclosure, nothing at all.
Well, the opposition members said even though the last Public Procurement Commission issued a circular for debarred contractors not to be given government contracts, the current government continues to hand out contracts to those very same contractors. Even the China Railway Company, the contractor that will be spearheading the multi-million-dollar Amila Falls hydropower project. An 18-year-old man who was on remand at the Lusignan prison on charges of unlawful possession of a firearm and ammunition escaped from the facility this morning. A search has been underway all day in the efforts to recapture him. The prisoner, Kevin Singh, was among 7 prisoners who were picked up from their cell at around 9:30 this morning for their virtual court appearance from the same prison. A police report said that around 9:45 this morning, Singh, who was foot-cuffed, requested to use the washroom in the compound. Permission was granted, and he was allowed to go to the washroom. The prison officer who was overlooking the inmates attending the virtual prison said he left the man in the washroom to visit an office, but when he returned, the prisoner could not be located. An alarm was raised and several checks in the compound of the virtual court facility turned up empty-handed. It was later discovered that a part of the facility's chain-link fence had been dislodged, and it is suspected that the prisoner used the same area to make his run for freedom. The Guyana Police Force and the Guyana Prison Service conducted searches in several areas around the prison facility and nearby villages. They're asking that anyone who may know the whereabouts of the escapee Kevin Singh to contact the nearest police station or call 911. The 30-year-old man who was caught disguised as a woman after a wanted bulletin was issued for him over the murder of his stepson was taken to court this morning to face the murder charge. The accused, Sean Bob, was dressed in his own clothes as he appeared before Magistrate Clive Nurse, where the murder charge related to the death of 19-year-old Isaiah Edwards was read to him. The court was told that between the 26th and 27th of January in northeastern Penitence, the accused stabbed a teenager, which led to his death later on the same day. The accused reportedly attacked the teen's mother first over her late cooking. When the teen attempted to defend his mother, he was attacked by the knife-wielding man who stabbed both the mother and son. They were taken to the hospital where the son later died. The accused fled the scene, but was caught this past weekend in an East Coast Demerara village, dressed in woman's clothing and wearing a wig and makeup. Investigators suspect that he might have been trying to flee the country. In court today, he was quiet throughout the proceedings and was remanded to prison until the 11th of February, when the matter will continue.
Hello, 31. Yes, 3-1. almost off the calendar. For more than 3 decades, GTT has reliably connected this nation with innovative technology, products, and services. So we gotta celebrate in a major way. 31 prizes, 31 lucky winners. When you enter our promotion from January 20th to February 7th, simply top up $1,000 or more with MMG. Purchase a handset or SIM. Pay your GTT bill or activate any data bundle or plan for a chance to win. A trip for 4 to the Rupinini. Free Amazon gift vouchers, free grocery vouchers, free food vouchers, dinner vouchers, top-up vouchers, MMG credit, and free family gym memberships. Hello, 31. Together we connect. Together we celebrate with GTT and win.
Simply Royal is pleased to announce the staging of the Miss Smash Queen Guyana 2022. We will select some of our most dynamic representatives to showcase our country's cultural and tourism attributes. Simply Royal celebrates our history of sending ambassadors to represent in the region and boasts 4 of the 6 crowns Guyana ever amassed. We now invite you to be a part of the Miss Smash Queen Guyana pageant as we celebrate after hard work.
Guyana's 2022 International Energy Conference and Expo, under the theme Charting a Sustainable Energy Future, will be hosted at the Guyana Marriott from the 15th to the 18th of February 2022. Meet and engage with energy leaders from around the world. The conference will feature addresses from His Excellency President Irfan Ali, His Excellency Vice President Bharat Jagdeo, Honorable Prime Minister Mark Phillips, His Excellency Chandrika Prasad Santoki, Honorable Prime Minister Mia Motley, His Excellency Nana Afuko Addo, and many other highly esteemed speakers. Charting a Sustainable Energy Future, Guyana's 2022 International Energy Conference and Expo.
We've got exciting news! All 12-ounce yellow cab Buster are now only $100. Buster, live in
Come
full
get
color.
your Buster, Buster $100. Come get your Buster, Buster $100.
How fast is fiber? Think fast. GTT Fiber has 3 packages with download speeds of 50, 100, and 150 megabits per second. That's fast enough to stream movies and music, to chat with Gran and Fran, to study, and more. What would you do? Upgrade to GTT Fiber today and don't get left behind tomorrow.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Across the region tonight, Barbados Today reports that Caribbean nations are among countries in the Americas set to receive 200 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines this year. That's according to the director of the Pan American Health Organization, Dr. Carissa Etienne. Speaking at PAHO's weekly COVID-19 press conference, she reported that vaccine supplies are expected to pick up this year, and also expressed concern that vaccine coverage across Latin America and the Caribbean was still uneven, and vulnerable groups were particularly at risk. Thanking donors that already helped the region secure doses when supply was limited, the officials said that there will be some 26 million doses of further donations from the US, Spain, Canada, Germany, and France. PAHO's revolving fund, which has so far purchased almost 100 million doses of vaccines, is also on track to obtain a further 200 million doses on behalf of the region this year. As the doses arrive, Dr. Etienne urged countries to start making necessary preparations for the vaccine rollout, including investing in vaccination programs, collecting and reporting detailed vaccine data, and prioritizing high-risk groups. In South America, adulterated cocaine has killed at least 20 people and has left 74 in hospitals around Buenos Aires in Argentina. Investigators believe the illegal drug was either laced with some kind of poison or cut with another substance. The regional security minister called on any users who had bought cocaine in the past 24 hours in Argentina to throw it away. Reports suggest that the drugs were bought in the same shanty town, and 9 arrests have since been made. Investigators are awaiting the results of post-mortem examinations to compare drugs seized in raids with those consumed by the victims. Those affected come from several areas, and 10 local hospitals have persons hospitalized in Buenos Aires. And finally tonight, international news. The leader of the ISIS group has been killed in an overnight U.S. Special Forces raid in northwest Syria, U.S. President Joe Biden announced this morning. Mr. Biden said the death of Abu Ibrahim al-Hashimi al-Qurashi had removed a major terrorist threat to the world. The man detonated a bomb that killed himself and members of his own family in a final act of desperate cowardice, the president added. Syrian first responders said they found the bodies of 13 people after the raid. The operation targeted a 2-story residential building on the outskirts of the opposition-held town of Atme, which is in northern Idlib province and is close to the border with Turkey. The region is a stronghold of jihadist groups that are fierce rivals of ISIS, as well as Turkish-backed rebel factions fighting the Syrian government. U.S. officials said Mr. Biden was first briefed by U.S. military commanders more than a month ago on the operation to capture or kill the terrorist. Intelligence reports had established that he was living with his family on the 2nd floor of the residential building. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley, reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.